Last Saturday night, about 5 o'clock, we pulled those cows down into about 8-10 acre cell with a pond, frost-free water. They had 11 bales of hay, 5 of them in racks, 5 of them unrolled, and 1 off down in the ditch that rolled down there on its own. Pretty tough old hay, some old Reed's Canary left over from a year ago. So since 5 o'clock Saturday night till noon today on Tuesday, so 2.5 days, they pretty much eat those 11 bales of hay. There's probably half of one left unrolled. They're still going through the snow after. And the ones in the bale rings there's like a fourth of a bale left. So they didn't run out of water, and they were drinking out of a corner of a pond. I think they had drank out of the frost-free water, but it had too much ice over it this morning for them to get a drink, so we had to cut ice out of it. But the float's working, and it's still going to run today. So we went and put about a 2-foot square hole in the pond out just a little past where they'd been drinking. And then we checked them all real good. Best I can tell, we didn't have any teats up or feet up, or, you know, it's always a bad sign when you got feet up or teats up. I went to a barbecue one time that said teats up barbecue or something like that, or I don't know. There's Samson. He's a coming 2-year-old bull that's out of a Dennis McDonald cow named Sandy. And our bull Roman, 12-2, which is a mush rust Triton bull. But I think they look pretty good for going through a 12-inch snowstorm. And I knew we wouldn't be able to see them. They just now opened the road just as we got here today. Finished opening it. So this is probably the first chance we had to get here. But this cell here is about 10 acres. And there's 3 bales out here that I half unrolled. So I unrolled half of them and left the other half to where they can butt on them and make them roll. And they'll go on down the hill. So they're going to self-unroll some bales here in a little bit. And then there's about a third of this pasture that still had grass 10 inches tall in it. So they'll be eating grass today and unrolled hay. And they're going to go back in the cell where they come from. Hay truck wouldn't come out of park this morning. Froze. I drove it yesterday, but this morning it was 10 below zero, and it wouldn't come out of park and end up breaking my shifter. So I'm going to try to go put it in the drive manually underneath, get it driven to the shop, and get my shifter fixed. And by tomorrow we'll be able to put a few more bales. We'll put some back in the rings, and then we have other cells, like over there behind that cow is a bale. That cell there has grass in it. It's fairly small, only about an acre or acre and a half, and it has 2 partially unrolled bales in there that we can finish unrolling them if we want to on top of the snow, or let the cows do it. And it's got a fence set up, and then if you go on past that evergreen tree, that cell out there has got 2 bales unrolled in it, about halfway, so we can bump them and whatever and get them to roll a little more. And so there's hay under the snow, which they will go get once they find the windrow. They'll just keep eating it to the ground. And then, so that's a whole nother cell that can be done another day. So when I left here Friday, I had about 20 bales with the wrap off, unrolled, partially unrolled, lots of different places. And I wanted it so if my hay truck wouldn't start, or it was too cold, or I got stuck getting here, that as long as I got here, we could walk in, open electric fence gate, and feed cattle. You see there's a bale down there. This partially unrolled. There's another one right over there. This partially unrolled. And then there's grass that they'll go get under the snow. So when it's really bad, guys, if you're novices, you always want to have options to where if the tractor don't start, you know, when it's 10 below zero, you might get it started. It might gel up before you get to the cows, unless you got gasoline in it. That's another video. Why would you put gasoline in your diesel tractor? Well, make sure it don't gel up. It's 10 below zero. You put a gallon of gas to every 100. I think this, no, 2 gallons of gas to every 100. So a gallon of gas to the 50. But your tractor keep running. So will that semi truck at 70 below zero. And you'll make it there. People say, oh, it takes my pump out. Well, it won't as long as it's cold. Now when it starts warming up, you got to dilute it and get it back. So winter wonderland up here. We only got about 8 inches up on top of this hill because, hi boss, hi bossy girl, because it blowed off this hill and made drifts. But all 250 head, hi 222. That's Sojourner's mother. Yeah, I like you too, baby. I got no range cubes or no. Oh, I don't have them. Sorry. If Grandma was here, she'd give you a cookie. I know she would. She'd give you a cookie. That's a really good cow there that come from the James Reed livestock. But anyways, we're gonna go check the electric fencer and make sure it ain't quit because of cold weather and went into, sometime it goes into air code. And then we're gonna probably go get that feed truck. I gotta go 40 miles to get it. And we'll manually shift it into park, and then we'll be able to bring it on up here with this cattle are. That would be Big John there, I think. He's also a mush rush bull. He's Roman's brother, so he's John 15.5. We have some deep, wide, shorter bulls for sure. Well, that's what's going on in Natural Grandma. That's a fall calf there. We have fall calves out here, but we still have the big spring calves out here. And we have some heifers that are nursing calves. It's getting a little thin on us. So we might go get a few all-natural protein tubs. That's probably her calf right there. No wonder she's thin. What a heifer calf. But anyways, we might go get some all-natural protein tubs to feed them for the next couple of weeks, because we're still breeding, and this hay they just eat is not super high quality. So I don't know what's going on in your world, but whatever state you're in or whatever state of mind you're in, we wouldn't mind to hear from you. Hopefully we'll see some of you at the planning meeting at the Thorn Center in Linnaeus, there by the Methodist Church. If you don't think you can find it, just put in the United Methodist Church of Linnaeus in, or take you right to it. But hopefully we'll see there at 4 o'clock, eat some pizza, and at 6, and do a little bit of planning. Still got a lot of cows coming from down in there, so. Winter wonderland with a mob of cattle. Ain't nothing finer unless it's a New York